welcome to KatesAg. No hands. Oh no. Oh my gosh, the poor little bird. Aww.
Oh, this bird.
Today I'm starting the video a little bit later. It's after lunchtime and we've done quite a bit for the day already actually. Trevor's combine had to stop there for a bit because there was a rock in the auger. Now I am roading to Steve Wall's truck because he's here again today. Trevor's dumping in it right now and he's lining up to dump in it. Uncle Chris is driving my dad's combine because my dad was running the drone, and then my dad's in the grain cart because our grain cart driver had to go for the day, and Uncle Chris is having fun in the combine, I think. So that's pretty fun.
How does he like that milk? Well, he fills up the front for about a third of the front completely up normally, and then he's normally standing there telling you how he wants it. He knows the combine, his first combine ain't gonna make any difference. The second and the third for him.
I have my auger out too right now, and then Uncle Chris is coming over to unload as well. First we load the trucks in the front.
He's out now, to direct.
And then we load them in the back. Not the middle because that's where it's weakest. You might be able to see Steve standing out there now.
You watch him, right, Kate?
Yeah, I am. My dad's just directing traffic from the grain cart. Gotta give a good wave. Waves are my favorite on the farm. But it is possible he'll have Uncle Chris put a little bit more in the front and then move to the back. Now I'll drive away from this truck, put my auger back in, wave at my dad in the grain cart. I think it's so funny my dad is cart boy. My dad's been demoted to cart driver, which is quite funny. Combine driver is usually the position we put our more skilled operators, and then would be maybe carts and trucks after that, except for Darcy. Darcy loves the truck, so he gets whatever position he wants. Now Steve Wall's all the way on the top of his truck to watch the grain coming out. That looks kind of fun actually. I hope you enjoy the drone footage. My dad really enjoys flying it. We'll be done with this little field here soon. We have 1, 2, 3, 11 or 12 passes left. So we do each combine, and we have 3 combines, do 1 down and 1 up. So that gets rid of. Yeah, very nice. 1 time down and 1 time back gets rid of 6 passes. So I might just have 2 more down rows and I'm on one of them. That would be very nice, and then we'll be on to the next field. This field's crop is not very good. I'm only getting about 26 bushels per acre. We do not have these meters set, but they are going to be relatively close. Trevor put up my flight yesterday and he kind of fixed it today to make sure it would come out for the drone footage, so a big thank you to him for that. I'm driving about 3.4 miles per hour right now, and that's probably way too fast, so I'll slow down to maybe 3.2 and see if my return auger can handle that. But something I have to be very careful of is if I see a big piece of wheat, I should slow down before, because the return augers are always lagging, and that's kind of the way you could get plugged up potentially. Also a big thank you to my dad for all of the drone footage. There were some pretty big whirlwinds that came through this field and took out parts of the wheat swath, so I'll be driving along and just a big portion of the swath is all laid out to the side, and I'm actually coming up to one of those right now. So what I do is I run the edge of the wheat swath on the right side of my combine, and then I come over here, drive completely out to try and get as much of it as I can, and then come back for the remaining swath to pick it up. It hit almost every single one of these swaths, which is just crazy. Right now Trevor is dumping in Steve's truck, and Steve's standing at the top to give direction. Now once again I'm finishing up another row, just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Trevor is unloading a little bit into Steve Wall's truck so he can go down the road. We didn't quite have enough to fill him last time because Uncle Chris dumped in Darcy thinking that our grain tanks would be full enough in order to fill Steve, but that didn't end up happening. Trevor's grain auger's still leaking a little bit. I can see there. He had that issue this morning too and had to stop. My dad went, looked at it, took the rock out, but it looks like it's still leaking a little bit, so it might need some duct tape or something. He'll be passing by me here in a second. Now I'll lift my header up and I'll go and unload in Darcy probably. But that might be Nate, I don't know.
Or then the last two passes.
I don't know that. There's my dad over there in the grain cart. Oh, it's just hilarious to see him in the grain cart. I'm not quite used to that.
Another one going up and another one coming down.
I'll put my load of grain in Nate and then I'll go get the almost last passes of the field, so that's quite exciting. I lined up pretty good here, but my combine isn't straight. It's tilted in a little bit, so not quite perfect, but at least the grain's going in the truck. That's the important part. The rest are just minor details. My grain is almost done. I'll let it run for a little bit longer. Now I'll shut it off and I'll just keep it over the truck while it's still spilling a bit. Then I'll drive straight away, put my auger back, turn around, and come get the rest of the passes from this field. I might be done though. Is there another pass over there for me?
He said there was one going up, so go and grab the up one and Trevor can get the down one.
So road to the other end, you're saying?
No, just go to where Chris just pulled out and find the up one, and Trevor was already headed up to take the down one.
I don't understand that, but...
When you get up to the other end, there won't be a path for you to come back, so...
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Uncle Chris is never looking at me when I wave, so it doesn't work out too well. Oh, that one's the wrong way, so this must be the one that's the right way. I'll idle my machine down, put the back in, the front in, rabbit speed. My dad watches everything in the grain cart now, and he can face the combines at all times, so I don't know how I feel about that. It's really tough to pick this little piece up because the wind blew quite a bit here. You can see none of it's really in its swath right at this part, but then the swath improves as I go down a couple hundred feet. Like now I'm in a pretty decent swath now. So this field did not yield nearly as good as the other field, even though there's a lot more straw. So that just goes to show how big the swaths are doesn't matter. Now I'm gonna finish dumping the rest of my grain, which isn't that much, into Darcy because Nate left before he filled up. But then Dad and Chris tried to call him on the radio, except he's probably dumping, so he didn't hear and he's not inside the truck.
We would have had 3 dumps in that truck anyway because you dumped on them, and then Trevor got back and filled Wall, and you and Kate dumped on him again, so he'd still have 3.
He wasn't that full when I finished, but I don't know if I was the last combine.
I kind of told him that with 3 combines dump on him, he needs to go to the thing because he won't probably hold the 4th. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say. Darcy, when you dump the front thing next time, have to tape the bin, and then we're going, if the book has to change, it goes missile site north. Okay?
Well, now we're officially done with this field because Trevor just finished his pass back up to the north end. We'll be roading to the next field shortly. Uncle Chris is already putting in 3rd, so I'm going to put in 3rd as well.
So I'm jumping in the truck or the grain cart? Truck.
My dad's just driving the grain cart around like a toy right now.
Is you already done, Kate?
Yes. I'm going to start following Uncle Chris now, but my header's bouncing a bit, so I'll have to slow down. Oh, wow. Gosh. That's not good at all. It really bounced up. So I'm going across the furrows right now, so that's probably why it's so bumpy. And I can see why Uncle Chris is driving so slow now. Definitely needed.
We probably need you to back up. You don't have any weight on your drivers, do you, Darcy? Very low. Yeah, put it in the front. I just see him go to the back. Yeah, keep going all the way to the front if you can.
The ground is very cracked here, which shows how dry it is. Ooh, boy, was my header bouncing. I really have to be more careful. Now we are climbing onto the road because Trevor's caught up, so my Uncle Chris went onto the road. And now I'm going 21.5 miles per hour. Ooh, now 21.6, even 7, 8. I'm really cruising. I don't know what field we're going to next, actually. I remember my dad talked about it at lunch, but I completely spaced out. I don't think I was fully in that conversation. I'm gonna let some air out of my seat. I feel like I'm floating a little bit. There we go, that's better. Uncle Chris has slowed down substantially. I've got barley on either side of me, and if you can see outside this window, it is really fuzzy and hairy looking. So that's really how you tell the difference between wheat and barley. And it's a little bit whiter, it's not quite as golden. You'll see the head kind of falls over and has all of these hairy like strands. It sticks straight up and it's way less noticeable. Trevor, on our left and right is barley, and you see how it looks like quite a bit hairier?
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
So that's the main difference between wheat and barley.
Love to hear it. It's great. Right, don't believe in shaving.
Gosh, that was funny. Darcy said the barley doesn't believe in shaving. So we've made it to our next field. I'm going to stop right here. Oh, the missile base, okay. I'm gonna take it out of third and put it in second. Okay, these are all the way around rounds, I think. From what I can tell. Oh, it's so complicated to look at the field from this way. Oh no, maybe this is back and forth as well. No, it's only 3 passes go all the way around.
Second and third row.
Oh, we're starting on this side, okay. This side does look like it was swapped in rounds, but the other side I don't believe was. We'll see when we get into it. I'll start my header here, back in, front in, let it get going, then rev it up. Coming in slowly here. Now I'll set my header on the ground and start my swath. I think this was swathed as one little section, and then we have some wheat back here and over here. We definitely won't finish this field tonight. It's quite a bit. Going to go through some of the check marks here to see if we can get a good reading. This wheat looks like it has bigger heads on it, so hopefully it is a better reading. It is difficult to see though. I'm already getting numbers of 30, and I didn't get that as early on in the last field, so this is a good sign. I still don't think it will beat the first field we were in though. It looks like we have a wind from the east today. Southeast, really. Oh no. Shoot. Please come down, please come down. I just got a notification that said tailing's full, so I'm hoping it comes down. Otherwise, this is really, really bad. Okay, I'm good. Thank goodness it came down. That was so scary momentarily. Wow, this must be better wheat. Yikes. I could have been digging my header out like Trevor was the other day. So I'm really gonna watch that a bit more. Going 2.6 and it's about halfway full. It definitely didn't come down as fast as it did last time. So I think it nearly plugged the combine there. Nearly filling the return auger at 2.4 miles an hour. My return auger is filling super fast in this field, like at a very slow speed.
What's that big gate?
I'm just going really slow, but my return auger is maxed out.
What's the yield showing on it?
30, 15 now.
Well, that's pretty good. What's your bottom sieve again? 10?
Yeah, it's at 10.
What's the grain look like coming in?
Clean, pretty clean. Tiny bit of chaff, but mostly clean.
What's your fan speed and rotor speed gauge?
Rotor is 890 and fan is 910.
Lower your fan speed down to about 880 or something, or 70. Lower it? Yeah, just lower it a little bit, Kate, see if it takes any off. Might not. Might have to open that bottom sieve up one more number, but...
My fan speed won't come down. It says cleaning fan speed set point not reached.
So it didn't change, you turn the right knob. You gotta turn the one closest to you.
Yeah, I'm turning it. I mean, it's coming down in the blue, like the number that you want to set it to, but then the black number, the number it's actually set to, stays the same, and then I get the notification of it can't reach the speed I set.
Well, unless it's locked up in the computer to not change or something. I mean, all them numbers I asked for are pretty normal. Is there a lot of green in the straw, though?
No. You said green, right?
Green.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
The first couple rounds had quite a bit of green in it. Yeah, what I'm looking at over here is pretty That's right, we're seeing that straight weight into it. Oh, right here? Yeah, and on the other side too. We went around that on this side. How much air do you have, Kate?
Where would I look for that?
Your fan, it looks like a fan.
Mine is 910 and it won't come down.
That shouldn't be too much anyway. Is your window ain't covered in the gate?
No, I'm not even into the back window yet.
What's it look like now? Did you open your zip up one?
No, I thought you said leave it at 10. Do you want me to open it to 11?
Go ahead and try and see what happens, but then you gotta watch your grain, you know.
Okay, now I've opened my sieve to 11, which basically means that not as much chaff is being rubbed off of the grain. So a lot of times the tank gets dirtier. Yeah, it did get a bit dirtier. Yeah, there's a lot of like grain chunks back there.
Close it up then, a little 1 back to 10. 10 should be enough.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's just not as good as it was.
What's your clearance on your concave?
4.
Close it up to 3 and see what happens.
And do you want me to change the sieve back to 10?
Yes.
I'm definitely running at full rotor capacity right now. So we're just trying to go over different settings and see if any of this will help. Not totally sure that it has yet. Slowing down a bit here because the wheat's gotten thicker. And I'm nervous about my tailings filling up, which is the rotor auger. And that is the auger that has to reprocess the grain and then take it back up to the grain tank. Now I'm just finishing my first pass in our new field. I'll lift my header, spin around here. Yeah, my grains definitely was not clean with the open sieve. Like around 2.4.
And what's the meter on the number say?
Right now it says it's going between 3 and 10.
You mean the yield meter?
Yeah. Now it says 16, 19. I wonder why this crop didn't fully head out either then. The throw over is always really low for me, but the rotor has been getting high. Or the return auger.
That's the only one I'm concerned about, really. Is it high now?
Well, you said the throw over meter, so I thought you meant the other one. Right now it's about 3/4.
So my wheat is significantly dirtier than it was previously. Like if I look back, I can barely see any of the actual like grains, mostly just like fibers or whatever. What should I do about that? After I dump you guys, maybe I'll take a ride. It's complicated without being in there, and that was hard to set anyway.
So Trevor just said his grain tank is very dirty compared to the last field, so my dad thinks he'll have to take a ride with him to figure things out a little bit more. Now I seem to be able to go 2.93, no problem. Yeah, I just had slowed down because I got a tailings full notification, but it came back down.
What, on the return?
Yeah.
Well, that's how you gotta run that. You gotta run it on the return the way it's set right now.
Little dust tornado thing that took the wheat swath away here too. Uncle Chris just radioed and said that the wheat in this swath is really wet, but it's also very green.
It'll only be this fast, it'll probably blend, but I have to put a fan on this bin.
Uncle Chris said it was 19% moisture right here, whereas the other side was 7.
21 it says now.
So it's still too wet to harvest without putting it in an air bin. Do you want me to wait until I have some in my windows or just go for it now? Dad goes by in the grain cart. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to have an excellent dump on the go. No hands. Dad is perfect at this. Oh my gosh. A good grain cart driver makes the world of difference. Oh, this is exciting. I love dumping on the go when it's good. Oh no, no. Oh my gosh. The poor little bird. Aw.
What's going on?
There was a bird that was running for his life and he nearly came in the header and then I had to stop. And then because he tripped.
Oh, what? Oh, this bird?
Yeah. I think he's far enough now that we can go again.
Hanging out. Dump. Well, I've been dumped, so I can get out of here and you can deal with that on your own.
I hope I didn't hurt the bird. Aww. No. Oh my gosh, Dad thinks the bird has a broken wing. I didn't do that though. I think it was when he was tripping, when he fell. Maybe I should get out and check on him. I don't know where he went though. Aw, that breaks my heart. Oh, I really hope he's gonna be okay. Aw, the poor bird. So, if I need to stop a dump on the go and harvest to save a bird, I will do so. That's the important thing. Go down, or do I keep going then? So I stop, or what did you say, keep going?
Just wait until we think about it.
I might go out and look for the bird. Uncle Chris is driving by now. Oh, I really hope he's okay. I don't see him anymore. So I think he may have gotten away, which I really hope he did, and I hope he's all right. Gosh, that was so scary. I think he'll be okay. Trevor's now doing a dump behind me, stopped with my dad, and
Some
then...
of them birds make bad choices by not leaving soon enough, Kate.
No, but it wasn't his fault. He tripped.
Can birds even trip? How's that happen? My meteorite is unfortunate.
That's a good point. I don't know, but he fell in the dirt and then went head first, and I just couldn't keep going. Trevor makes a good point. I don't know how birds trip, but he definitely fell. I don't see him anymore though, so I think he may be okay. I really, really hope anyway. Dad makes an awesome grain car driver. I can't believe it. Well, I mean, I can believe it, but I really like him in grain car over combine. Now I'm going to go and pick a row headed to the south of my uncle's row. He's not sure yet if the moisture's okay. I don't think my moisture reader works, so I won't be of much help for that.
Off to the right of my combine, the row going down in the right direction.
Roading there now. Now I'm starting the combine back up, put my steering wheel down a bit. The inner rows must be lower for moisture, which is good. I have a little bit of a dip in the field coming up here. So we decided to stay in this field. It's very wet in some parts, so we're leaving kind of the end pieces that are very green, and then we're picking up the rows that seemingly look dry. I have a grain tank full buzzer going on now. Uncle Chris said the moisture is ranging anywhere from 9 to 13, so it's really all over the board, and it would be tough to tell kind of what you could pick up and what you couldn't. I guess there was spring wheat reseeded into this field. The winter wheat probably didn't grow up very well, and that would mean different parts are ready before others, because I think we only had to reseed into the edges, likely because maybe the drill didn't go all the way to the end, or a mistake like that, or it just didn't grow up. I'm gonna have to dump in the grain tank this round because my windows are nearly full.
What's the moisture on that thing? 11.4 right now.
Lining up to the grain cart. Wave at Dad, who just waved back. The grain doesn't look too green coming out, so that's a good thing. And it doesn't look too dirty coming out either. But I'm gonna watch in the back of my tank to see how dirty it actually is. It is a bit dirtier than it has been, but it's not too bad. Oh wow, I had a piece in my tank that was like all stuck together and clumped together, but it's just now fallen. That means it was very wet there. The grain should be finishing coming out now.
The center of this strip is all dry. Make sure that goes in our truck and not seeds. It can look like seeds coming down. Do you have a plan, Kate?
My plan's to get the row headed up that was right next. Wait. Let me think about that. Do you want me to take rows more in? I was gonna take this one right here.
That's okay. Take that one too. I'm full.
Because there's one row to the right of me, but then there's this row, and then there's one right to the left of me that I could take.
Pick one. Make a decision.
Now I'm in another row. We were thinking about moving to another field, but I think that this one will actually be okay. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Of course. It's the bell button too. Smack that.
The bell icon.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.